Shout out to Jenna Ortega and welcome back to the Kickback Lounge podcast. My name is Drew Young and I'm here with my man Kenny Brown in the building.
What's going on, guys?
Make sure before the video starts, man, like the video. Help us out. Help us spread our message across the world. We want to be the number one podcast in St. Louis and then further goes from there. But we got some good topics for you today. We're going to talk some controversial stuff, some light stuff. So let us know. Comments are important. We love your feedback. We love to get your take. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's start, man.
There we go.
If you guys have lived under a rock, you probably don't know what's going on, but if you are invested into television, movies, any type of entertainment that requires a writer and an actor, you probably know about the writer's strike.
Yes, there is a writer's strike going on with the union. And I heard the main reason for this, and actors as well, but I heard the main reason for this is when the contract originally started, streaming was brand new.
Yes.
And they go off like DVD sales for residuals, and streaming hasn't really been implemented into it.
100%. How many people can get to the movie theater to watch a movie? You know, simple things like that. If you guys are a Tom Cruise fan, this really does speak to you because Tom Cruise speaks to the audience and he says things like the experience of a movie, the experience of a watching, you know, and stuff like that. But what he really means is that you're spending your hard-earned money to go out and watch a film and invest into a film and tell your friends about the film. And, you know, actors get paid from that.
Do you remember or movie theaters before COVID?
Yeah, man.
Were they popping? I can't remember.
Oh, 100%.
Or was it dying out?
My fun fact, my brother worked at a movie theater for about, I want to say 4 years. Worked at an AMC. And me and my mom would just movie hop, man. I remember like I fell asleep in Kill Bill Part 1 and I woke up in Freddy vs. Jason. So that just shows you.
Did you switch theaters?
Oh, I had nightmares.
Did you switch theaters?
No, we just would movie hop. So like one movie would end, we'd go at like 11 a.m.
Yeah, so you switch. Well, that's what I mean, like movie hop, like illegally.
Oh yeah, all the time. This is before streaming and before Netflix. You know, This was Netflix on the DVD.
This is real life. This is real life streaming.
Yeah, man. So we just go see like 5 movies a day, just like right off the bat, and just have a fucking blast.
Yeah.
And
have you guys ever done that? Have you ever went from one movie to a different? I've never done that. I can barely sit through a 2-hour movie, bro.
Oh, man, it's the best thing ever. You just get you a big bucket of popcorn and a drink and just see all the fucking new movies. It was
Did you ever get caught?
Never.
No?
Yeah, until now. No, I'm joking.
Now it's over for you.
But no, man, like, movies are the experience. You know, actors make these movies and budgets are this big. And
the writing as well.
All the writing that goes into it, directors. It's an experience. And at the end of the day, experiences cost money.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of... It's a weird age to be in, but you're gonna say about streaming?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, so now that the actors and writers are on strike, they're starting to air reruns.
Yes.
And I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. We were talking about the Women's World Cup coming up.
Yeah.
And how nobody's gonna watch it. No, I'm just kidding. Cutting that out. No, we were talking about the Women's World Cup that's coming up, and he brought up the fact that he was watching late night television, and they had their segment about the Men's World Cup.
Yeah,
and this was a rerun. So I'm like, that's what TV shows are doing right now. They're airing reruns,
correct?
Because they can't make new series because there's no writers, there's no actors,
no.
Like, I think it has especially affected the late night shows first, because they're doing like every week, you know?
Every week. And I think now we're starting to see it on a bigger scale, especially it's impacting studios like Marvel Studios, DC, if you guys are a big superhero fan. They postponed Deadpool. They postponed movies like the Superman Legacy Project with James Gunn. That's postponed.
Pretty much everything that comes in.
Yeah.
But we will get into the downfall of Marvel in a second. Or, well, I'll say Disney. The downfall of Disney.
Yeah.
In a second. But I do want to talk about the superhero just genre. Like, we know that takes a long time 100%. From writing the script and coming up with that to actually
a lot of creativity.
Yeah, to actually filming it and then making decisions from there.
Yeah.
They said all the movies that have already been they're already in post-production, they're still going to come out just because you don't really need actors. Sometimes they go back and shoot a scene and like change it up if they don't like something, but now they can't do that. What do you think this means?
I think this means that the atmosphere is starting to shift. And the part that made me think that is when actors started joining this whole entire protest. Because, like, it's one thing when you take your writers and you say, hey, we can just find new writers. We can pay somebody the amount of money that you don't want to take, right? But when the actors, like the talent, starts to join the picket line and stuff like that, that's when it becomes a little bit more dangerous, because now it's harder to fill those roles and those voids. And what, companies like Disney is starting to find out is that although these guys are just price tags to you, to the fans, these are figures.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see how you treat your staff. And it's just like a scene, like if a Walmart underpaid their employees or something like that, and somewhere else you pay a little bit more. So it's like it's the same thing. It's like, except these guys can't go anywhere else.
Let me get your take on this. So you're saying the actors are more important than the writers? Because let's pick a side here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I would
in my opinion, I was gonna say the writers are more important than the actors, because like we've seen films take like people off the street.
Yeah.
There was one, I forget, there was one with Shia LaBeouf in it where it was like these poor kids, I think they were going around, I forget the name of the movie, but they just took like actors off the street that would fit the role.
Correct.
Not even actors, just random people off the street.
Yeah, and you got some people that fit those roles. I mean, Black Panther.
It depends on the film as well.
Yeah.
But now they're implementing AI. So
correct.
With script writing, which is hey, if you're a big company, we know like big corporations, they care about the guappuccino, especially like Disney. So maybe I might have to say that the actors are more important.
And the thing is, even you bringing that up, Disney even did that, where they like did the deep fake of Leia when she passed. Remember, they didn't have the rest of the footage, and they had to like basically CGI her face.
Fast and Furious.
Well,
I think they took his brother. I think they took his brother in that one.
They took his brother, but still, it's like the same different concept. It's like,
replacement.
These companies are starting to replace their actors. They're starting to, AI their actors, and that's a different discussion, I feel like, because that definitely can get dangerous.
Yeah. So let us know your thoughts on that. What's more important, the actors or the writers?
Correct.
Let us know. But we do know great script writing. Like, I mean, even like James Cameron, I know he's like a director, but some of the films that he directs, just like the writing is just insane. Like, I don't know if you could get the same quality out of artificial intelligence.
It's amazing.
Maybe eventually, or if you still have to have somebody to be able to place everything together. Like, you're not just going to have a full AI script and then you're just going to go off that. Maybe you can if your director's good enough. What if the directors start going on strike?
Dude, that'd be insane. I actually didn't get a chance to like really do a deep dive on this, but apparently there was a strike back in, I think, 1960.
Yeah, so I think that was the one that was 100 days.
Yeah, something like that. And they basically got they got like things like not a pension, but they got some stuff that basically supports their finances, and they won. So
the big problem with actors, like the big problem they have, I think, is like if they only get booked for like 2 roles a year, can they make enough to still live? And they want residuals.
Correct.
Especially from streaming services.
Correct. And I don't know her name, but the actress that was a part of Orange is the New Black recently showed how much she made from the show. Don't know if that's accurate. Especially when you see things on the internet, but like that just kind of shows you that like these guys aren't getting as paid as much as we think they are as an audience. It's kind of dangerous.
Do they really deserve it though?
I would say so, man. It's a lot of work that goes into those kind of things. Like
it's like a musician that puts out like 2 albums a year.
Yeah.
Like
there's just more quality in the work, I feel like, though.
It's kind of like, to bring it to sports, it's kind of like the UFC. Like, we say like fighters are underpaid and everything.
Yeah.
But some fighters only like fight 2 times a year.
Yeah.
So do they deserve to make like, I don't know, like a normal salary, like 50, 60K? I guess it depends on the project, depends on the quality. But it's understandable for actors to want to cover their asses.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, at the end of the day, it's like you do have to afford that lifestyle. If you live in Beverly Hills and you buy designer and stuff, you have to afford that lifestyle. You have to.
That's on you.
Well, you kind of have to, or you're going back to like C-list movies. It's like So in order to be in that spot, in that position, you know, the actors that are already well off are good to go. But what we're noticing from this strike is that the younger actors are the ones who are kind of affected.
Well, the thing is, like, all these people are, a lot of actors are already in the union.
Correct.
So they have to, they don't have a choice.
A lot of them strike,
They have to
with the
strike.
writers, yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
Because, like, just because they're in the union, and their union's basically forcing them to
Let
do
me
it,
ask you this. Seeing what we saw of the 1960s and how they basically won and they got the things that they wanted and some things that they needed to make the job better, what do you think the outcome of this is? Like, what do you think the end goal of this entire thing is?
They'll get what they want. I mean, you can't, these big corporations are already losing so much money, and we're about to talk about, like, Disney and stuff. But, bro, writers going on strike, actors going on strike, this railroad strikes, Teamsters are on strike. Like, everybody's going on strike, bro. People want more money. I don't think the money's really, I don't know if it's greed
Streaming
from
is just
the
not
owners.
paying.
Well, I don't know if it's greed from the owners. Netflix is getting theirs, bro.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
Netflix is getting theirs. Hulu's getting theirs.
Max.
I don't know if it's greed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert on this, so I don't know if it's greed or if it's just like, hey, we can't pay you guys that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like you said, we're going to get into it, but I feel like it's similar to artists with like Spotify and like that big thing that happened where they're like, oh, where's our money? You know, and like, where are we getting the money from? We're not seeing physical revenue from streaming and from Apple Music and from Spotify. And if we are, it's like $1,000 check. It's like a $2,000 check for 1 million views or listens or whatever. So it's like, I think we're entering that next stage of how we consume content. And I think these companies and organizations don't really have an answer. They're just kind of putting out whatever they have.